Hello student, myself Nimesh Prabhakar. Welcome to Antenna and Propagation lecture series. In my previous lecture, I discussed about the loop antenna. Now in this lecture, we discuss further about the loop antenna and we study about the radiation resistance of loop antenna. Then next we discuss about the directivity of the loop antenna and last we discuss about the application of the loop antenna. So now we start with the radiation resistance of the loop antenna. To find the radiation resistance, the Poynting vector is integrate over the large sphere and this total radiated power is equated to the square of the RMS current and multiplied by the radiation resistance. So this is the method to get the how we can find the radiation resistance. So we can write from basic equation like P is equals to I square R. So we can write the P is equals to I square RMS into R radiant. That means R radiant, that means the radiation resistance. We can also write this equation in the simple form like 1 by 2 I square R I square Im into R radiant. The radiation resistance of the loop antenna is the impedance appearing at the loop terminal, that means here at the loop terminal where the transmission line is connected as shown in this figure. Now the average Poynting vector of the far field is given by, we know that what is the Poynting vector, or we can write the average Poynting vector P is equals to 1 by 2 real part of the E cross H. Hence, the radiation component is given by PR, that means power radiated is equals to 1 by 2 real part of the E theta into H phi. But we know that the E theta, there is the relation between the E and H field, that means E theta is equals to eta 0 by into H phi. So we can write the 1 by 2 real part of eta 0 H phi into H star phi. So this is nothing but we can write this equation as a PR is equals to 1 by 2 H phi square into eta 0. But we know that in the last equation we have to derive the equation for the H theta. So the H theta is equals to beta A I J1 beta A sin theta upon 2R. Now we put the value in this equation. So we can write this equation as the 1 by 2 beta A I J1 beta A sin theta upon 2R square into 120 pi. Here we have put the value of the eta 0 and the eta 0 value for the free space is the 120 pi. So now we solve this equation. So we can write this equation as a 1 by 2 120 pi beta A Im square upon 4 R square and J1 beta A sin theta. So we can write this equation as, when we simplify this equation, so we get the PR is equals to 15 pi beta A Im upon R square J1 square beta A sin theta. To find the total power radiated, integrate this power over a large sphere. So we can write this equation as, so we find the total radiated power. So P is equals to integration, that means the surface integration. So here this is the integration limit is the for the pi plan is the 0 to 2 pi and for the theta plan is the 0 to pi. And we have the equation 15 pi beta Im square R square J1 square beta A sin theta into R square sin theta d theta d phi. So now we have the d phi term. So first we integrate that. So d phi is nothing but a phi and the integration limits is the 0 to 2 pi. And we have taken the constant like 15 pi beta A Im square, we have taken constant and we have taken the integration of 0 to pi J1 beta A sin theta into d theta. So now when we solve the integration term, so pi is when we put the limit, so 2 pi minus 0, so we get the 2 pi and into the 15 pi beta A Im square and J1 beta A sin theta into sine theta into d theta. So here the sine theta into sine theta. So we can write this equation as 13 pi square beta a Im square 0 to pi j1 beta a sine theta into sine theta d theta. But for the loop which is smaller in terms of the lambda, we can write j1 beta a sine theta is equals to beta a sine theta by 2 square. So using this property in the equation number 5, we can write as p is equals to 30 pi square beta a Im square, and the integration term becomes the 0 to pi, and we have used this property, so we can write this equation as a beta a sine theta by 2 square into sine theta into d theta. So here in the integration term, the beta a by 2 we have take the common. So here the sine square theta into sine theta. So in the integration term, we get the 0 to pi sine cube theta, and remaining term like we have taken the constant, the 30 pi square by 4 Im square and the beta a raised to 4. So when we solve this equation, so we get p is equals to 30 pi square Im square beta a raised to 4. Now assume the ideal condition, that means zero loss. We can equate this equation with respect with equation number 1. So we get 1 by 2 Im square into r radiate is equals to 10 pi square Im square beta a raised to 4. So when we compare these two equations, so we can write the r radiate, that means radiation resistance, equals to 20 pi square beta a raised to 4. So, or we can also write this equation as r radiate is equal to 20 beta raised to 4 pi a square into whole square. But we know that the pi a square is nothing but the a. So we can write this equation as r radiate is equal to 20 beta raised to 4 a square. But when we put the value of the beta, we know that the beta is nothing but a 2 pi by lambda. So we put the value of the beta, so we can write the 20 2 pi by lambda raised to 4 a square. So when we solve this term, so we get the r radiate, that means radiation resistance, equals to 31171 a square upon lambda raised to 4 raised to square. So in the simple term, we can write this term as a like 31200 approximate value. Radiation resistance is nearest is the 31200 a by lambda square raised to square. And also we can write this term in the pi form as a radiation resistance equal to 320 pi raised to 4 a by lambda square into whole square. All the previous equation like are in for the loop with a singleton, we have taken for the singleton. Now if the loop consists of n turns, then the radiation resistance is n square time the radiation resistance for one turn loop. So we can write for the n turns is the radiation resistance equals to 31200 a by lambda square into n square. So in the also in the pi form, we can write as a 320 pi raised to 4 a by lambda square into n square. Now let me consider C is the circumference of the loop with a radius a. In the equation number 7 can be written as r radiate is equals to 20 2 pi by lambda into a square. So here we know that a is nothing but the pi into a square. So lastly we can write the radiation resistance equal to 20 pi square 2 pi a upon lambda raised to 4. So we can know that the 2 pi a is nothing but the C. So we can write this equation as the R radiation resistance is equals to 20 pi square C lambda raised to 4, and the unit is the ohm. Now putting the value of the pi square, we can approximate the expression for the radiation resistance as R radiate is equals to 197 C by lambda raised to 4. All other expressions of the radiation resistance are for the loop with the radius less than the lambda. Now In general, to find the radiation resistance of the circular loop with any radius a, we can write P is equals to 30 pi square beta a Im square and integration term 0 to pi j1 square beta a sin theta into d theta. Now, for the property of the Bessel function, 0 to pi j1 square x sin theta into sin theta d theta. So we can write the Bessel function as 1 upon x 0 to 2x j2y into dy. So hence the expression for the power can be written as, we can write this equation as, by using this property of the Bessel function, P is equals to 30 pi square beta a Im square 1 upon beta a 0 to 2 beta a j2y into dy. Now, here we consider the case C by lambda is greater than or equals to 5. So, let us, an approximate is given by 0 to pi j1 square beta a sin theta into sin theta d theta is equals to 1 upon beta a 0 to 2 beta a j2y dy is approximate to 1 upon beta a, we can write. So then equation number 13 becomes P is equals to 30 pi square beta a Im square into 1 upon beta a. So when we solve this, so we get the P is equals to 30 pi square beta a into Im square. But we know that the beta is equals to 2 pi by lambda. So here we put the value of the beta, 2 pi by lambda. So we can write the P is equals to 30 pi square 2 pi by lambda a into Im square. And we can write this equation as P is equals to 30 pi square Im square C by lambda. So this is the, when the C by lambda is greater than or equals to 5, the P equation becomes this. Now, similar previous condition, equating equation 14 with equation number 1, we get, like we have compared this equation 1 by 2 Im square into r radiate is equals to 30 pi square into Im square C by lambda. So when we solve this equation, we can write the r radiate is equals to 60 pi square C by lambda and unit is ohm. Now we put the value of the pi. We know that the pi is nothing but the 3.142. So when we put the value of the pi, we get the r radiate is equals to 592 C by lambda. Now let us consider the C is equals to 2 pi a in the above expression. Then we can write this equation as r radiate is equals to 3720 a by lambda ohm. So we can write the radiation resistance in different form like this. Now we discuss about the directivity of the loop antenna. In general, the directivity of antenna is defined as the ratio of maximum radiation intensity to the average radiation intensity. So we can write this equation as maximum radiation intensity upon average radiation intensity. So we have the PR into RS, and the average radiation intensity, we know the ratio of the P upon 4 pi. So we have the equation for the PR, that means receive out. So it's nothing but the 15 pi beta a Im square into r square g1 square beta a sin theta for the maximum, that means the maximum radiation intensity. And we average radiation intensity, we can write the 30 pi square beta a Im square 0 to pi j1 square beta a sin theta d theta into 4 pi. So the equation when we solve this, so we can write this equation as d is equal to 60 pi square beta a Im j1 square beta a sin theta maximum and 30 pi square beta a Im square 0 to pi j1 square beta a sin theta into sin theta d theta. So now we can write this equation like we have taken the constant term, and when we simplify the equation, the previous, so we can write the d is equal to 2 j1 square beta a sin theta 1 upon beta a 0 to 2 beta a j1 square beta a sin theta into sin theta d theta. So 1 upon beta a, and we have taken in the numerator. So equation becomes 2 beta a j1 square beta a sin theta. And the integration we have taken the remainder same, like a 0 to 2 beta a j1 square beta a sin theta into sin theta. But we know that the beta a is equals to c by lambda. So equation become, instead of the beta we can write the d is equals to 2c by lambda j1 square c by lambda sin theta, and 0 to 2c by lambda j1 square, instead of the beta we have put c by lambda sin theta into sin theta d theta. So we can write, when we simplify this equation, so we can write that d is equals to 2c by lambda j1 square c by lambda sin theta, and 0 to 2c by lambda j2y dy. This expression is called the Foster's expression for directivity. Let us we consider two cases, one for small loop and other for the large loop. Now, the first one case is for the small loop. So for the small loop, c by lambda is less than 1 by 3. So equation become d is equals to 2 j1 square c by lambda sin theta maximum 0 to pi j1 square beta a sin theta into sin theta d theta. So for the small loop, j1 theta is equals to theta by 2. So we can write that j1 square theta is equals to theta by 2 whole square. So the equation directivity becomes the d is equals to 2 beta a sin theta by 2, maximum value 0 to pi beta a sin theta by 2 square sin theta into d theta. So when we simplify the previous equation, we can write the value like d is equals to 2 beta a by 2 square sin square theta, beta a by 2 square 0 to pi sin square theta, sin theta into d theta. And now beta a by 2 square is the cut in the denominator and the numerator. So simply we get this equation like 2 sin square theta 0 to pi sin cube theta. Now we solve this equation. So we can write the 2 sin square theta in the numerator, and we can write this equation like we have multiplied by 2. So 2 0 to pi by 2 sin cube theta d theta. And when we simplify this, 2 is cut, like the sin square theta maximum upon 0 to 2 pi sin cube theta. Now we consider when the theta is equals to 90 degree. So sin square 90 degree become the 1, and 0 to pi by 2 sin cube theta d theta become the 2 by 3. So we get the directivity d is equals to 3 by 2 for the small loop antenna. Now we consider the second one case. Case 2, for the c by lambda is greater than or equals to 5. So the equation we can write this d is equals to 2 c by lambda j1 square c by lambda sin theta maximum 0 to 2 c by lambda j2y dy. But we know that the 0 to 2 c by lambda j2y dy is equals to 1, and so we can write that d is equals to 2 c by lambda j1 square c by lambda sin theta maximum. But c is greater than or equals to 1.84, and j1 c by lambda sin theta is equals to 0.584. Then we can write d is equals to 2 c by lambda 0.584 square is equals to 0.6821 c by lambda. So we can write the directivity as the d is equals to 0.682 c by lambda. Now radiation efficiency. The radiation efficiency is given by the equation. We know that the radiation efficiency is equal to R radiate upon R radiate plus R loss. So we can also write this equation as 1 upon 1 plus R loss upon R radiate. The small loop R radiate is very small compared to the loss resistance R loss. For 1 ton copper conductor loop with a parameter C, the ratio of the loss resistance to radiation resistance is given by R lost upon R radiate is equals to 3430 C cube frequency 3.5 D, sorry, f raised to 3.5 D for the n is equals to 1. For the n number of turns, the ratio is given as R loss upon R radiate is equals to 3430 C cube 3 raised to f raised to 3.5 n into D for the n greater than 1. Now we discuss about the application of the loop antenna. A small loop is used as a source of paraboloid. The second one application is large loop can be used as a direction finder. Also, the loop antenna can be used as a omnidirectional system. For a line of the side communication, an array of the loop with a different dimension are also the loop antenna is used. So in this lecture, we discuss about the radiation resistance of loop antenna. Then we discuss about the directivity of loop antenna, application of loop antenna, and the efficiency of the loop antenna. Thank you.